At first, they seemed almost too good to be true. Charming, attentive, endlessly interested in every little thing about you. They felt like the connection you had waited your whole life for. But some of the most charming people you will ever meet are not offering you love. They are running a strategy. And once you learn to see it, you can never quite unsee it again. It usually begins with something that feels like a fairy tale. Endless compliments, constant messages, grand gestures, talk of a whole future together far too soon. Psychologists call this love bombing. It is affection turned into a flood, designed to overwhelm your judgment. Real intimacy is built slowly over time. This is manufactured fast, on purpose, to make you feel like you have already found something you could never bear to lose. And it works because it is engineered to. When someone showers you with that much attention, your brain releases a rush of feel-good chemicals, and you bond hard and fast. It feels like destiny, like being truly seen for the very first time. But that intense high is not the foundation of the relationship. It is the bait. And the moment you are genuinely hooked, the ground beneath you quietly begins to shift. Slowly, the person you fell for starts to change. The warmth cools. The compliments curdle into criticism. Small comments chip away at your confidence, always wrapped in a joke or an apology, so you can never quite object. This is the shift from idealizing you to devaluing you. The mask they wore to win you is beginning to slip, and underneath it is someone you are only now starting to meet. Here is the hard truth underneath it all. To a manipulator, a relationship is not a partnership between equals. It is a system with someone on top. Your admiration, your attention, your emotional energy, these are resources to be extracted. And the warmth you were given in the beginning was never simply a gift. It was an investment. And now they have quietly started collecting on it with interest. Then comes the most disorienting tactic of all. You bring up something that hurt you, and somehow, minutes later, you are the one apologizing. They tell you it never happened, that you're too sensitive, too dramatic, remembering it all wrong. This is gaslighting, the slow, deliberate rewriting of your own reality, until you no longer trust your memory, your feelings, or your own mind. Do this to a person often enough, and something frightening happens. They stop trusting themselves entirely. You start replaying conversations in your head just to check whether you're going crazy. You ask friends whether you are overreacting. The confident person you used to be grows quieter and quieter, because when you can no longer trust your own perception, the only reality left is the one they choose to hand you. They may also keep you off balance by dangling other people in front of you. A flirtatious comparison. An ex mentioned just a little too fondly. A hint that someone else would treat them better. It keeps you anxious, competing, forever trying to earn a love that is deliberately held just out of reach. Psychologists call it triangulation, and it quietly turns your own insecurity into their leverage. Around the same time, the control tightens, but it never looks like control. It looks like love. They need to know where you are because they miss you. They dislike your friends because those friends don't treat you right. They check your phone because trust has to be earned. Every restriction is dressed up as caring until your whole world quietly shrinks down to fit neatly around them. And here's what makes it so hard to explain to anyone else. In public, they are often charming, generous, adored. The version of them the world sees is warm and utterly convincing. So when you finally try to describe what happens behind closed doors, you are met with disbelief. That gap between their public mask and their private face can leave you feeling completely, maddeningly alone. This is isolation, and it is the manipulator's most powerful weapon. One by one, the people who might tell you the truth get pushed to the edges of your life. Your family is difficult. Your best friend is jealous. There's always some new reason to see them a little less. And the more alone you become, the fewer mirrors you have left to show you what is really happening. By now you may be asking the obvious question, why would anyone stay? The answer lies in the cruelest pattern of all, the constant switching between cruelty and kindness. Just as you reach your limit and start to pull away, the charming person from the beginning suddenly returns. The apologies, the affection, the promises. And that whiplash between pain and relief creates one of the strongest bonds a human being can feel. Scientists call this a trauma bond. When love and fear come from the very same person, your nervous system gets tangled in a desperate loop, chasing the relief that only they can provide. It is chemically similar to addiction. So if you have ever judged someone for staying or quietly judged yourself, understand this. It was never weakness. It was a trap built precisely to hold you in place. Months or years into something like this, you often look up and no longer recognize your own life. Your confidence is gone. Your friendships have faded. The hobbies and opinions and spark that once made you who you are have quietly dissolved. You've spent so long managing their moods and walking on eggshells that you have lost track of your own. You have not just lost a relationship, you have lost yourself. And often, after taking everything you had to give, they simply lose interest and discard you, sometimes for someone new who is getting the exact love bombing you once believed was uniquely yours. It is devastating, but buried inside that pain is a strange and powerful gift. The moment they finally walk away is often the very moment you get your first real chance to find your way back to yourself. So how do you protect yourself from all of this? It begins with a single, powerful step: naming it. Manipulation survives in confusion, in that fog where you cannot quite explain what is wrong. But the moment you can name the tactic out loud, that was gaslighting, that was love bombing, that was a guilt trip, it instantly loses a huge amount of its power over you. Then, learn to watch patterns instead of promises. Anyone can say the perfect words. What actually matters is whether their actions match those words again and again over time. And notice how you feel around them. Do you feel calmer and more like yourself? Or anxious, small, and constantly unsure? Your body often registers the truth long before your mind is ever willing to admit it. Learn to listen to it. Learn, too, that a boundary is not an attack. A healthy person may not love hearing the word no, but they will respect it. A manipulator treats your no as a challenge to be worn down. So watch closely what happens the moment you set a limit. Because how a person responds to your boundaries will tell you almost everything you will ever need to know about who they truly are. And if you recognize yourself trapped inside one of these patterns right now, hear this clearly. You do not owe anyone endless access to your heart, your energy, or your peace. Reconnect with the people they try to pull you away from. Talk to someone you trust, because the isolation was the cage, and other people are very often the key that quietly opens the door. Leaving is rarely the end of the story. In the aftermath, you may miss them in ways that feel confusing and even shameful. That is the trauma bond loosening its grip, and it does fade with time and distance. Slowly, the fog begins to lift. Your own thoughts grow louder again. And piece by piece, you start to remember the person you were before someone taught you to doubt them. If any of this has felt uncomfortably familiar, please carry one thing with you. Being manipulated is not a sign that you are foolish or broken. In truth, these tactics work best on people who are empathetic, trusting, and willing to see the good in others. Your capacity for love was never the flaw here. The only real problem was that someone chose to use it against you. But that only works for as long as you cannot see it. Now you can. You understand the charm, the flood of affection, the rewriting of reality, and the slow, quiet shrinking of your world. And a pattern you can finally see is a pattern that can no longer secretly run your life. The healthiest love will never ask you to disappear. It will only ever help you become more fully who you are.